जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन भज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी यमुना तीरवनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी यमुना तीरवनचारी। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे राधा माधव राध राधा रस बिहारी राध। जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम। जय गोपाल जय गोपाल जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा देवी जय सुदर्शन। जय निताय सची सुत निताय सची सुत निताय सची सुत निताय सची सुत। जय तुलसी महारानी जय वृंदे देवी जय तुलसी महारानी जय वृंदे देवी। जय षड गोस्वामी जय गुरु परंपरा षड गोस्वामी जय गुरु परंपरा। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव श्रीपाद गुरुदेव जय जय श्रीपाद। जय बोलो युग धर्म हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। पतित पावन शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। पतित पावन शिला गुरुदेव की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। So once again, Hare Krishna, greetings, welcoming all of you for this evening's special session. Today is occasion of my mother, Srimati Raji Ranganathan's 30th anniversary of leaving this mortal world. And as is a practice we do every year, we do some kirtan, and then of course we do some prayers and also some katha, so that wherever she is, she gets the benefit of this the spiritual benefit of whatever we are discussing today. This will be directly an offering to her. So I am really glad and happy to welcome all of you. So let me straight away share the screen right away. Is the screen visible to everyone? Can somebody just...
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Anjali Mataji. Thank you. So my mother left early in 1995 when she was barely 57 years old or 58, and it was a big shock for all of us. And we'll discuss about some of her qualities in the end of today's talk. Some points that I've noted down. So it's the 30th anniversary of her departure from this world, and remembering her, we are actually doing this particular katha, and we are going to discuss on a wonderful topic, that is resilience of Dhruva. So before I begin, I wish to pay my respectful, humble obeisances to my spiritual master, His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Damaswami Maharaj, also known as Dr. T.D. Singh, a scientist and one of the wonderful close disciples of Srila Prabhupada, and whose samadhi is in Radhakund. Radhakund, as we all know, is about 18 to 20 kilometers from Vrindavan, Mathura. And so that's his samadhi mandir on the right hand side. He left in 2005, 2006. Okay, so now with his blessings, I move forward, and also I wish to take the blessings of. We just came back from Sri Rangam last night. We had a wonderful visit there to attend a marriage. In the process, of course, we got an opportunity to visit a few temples there, as usual, and the most important being Ranganatha Swami Temple and Tayar, that is his consort. So this is a wonderful deity you can see at the picture, and there are so many gopurams. It's a really a temple town. One must visit Sri Rangam because the architecture beauty, how they have made this kind of gopurams, which are virtually millennium, more than millennium, old, and these deities are really wonderful. So one can really get good purification when we go and see these deities of Vishnu and his various forms, there is also uh, uh, the various Divyadeshams. The various Divyadeshams are there. So we had the opportunity to go to few Divyadeshams over the visit or during our visit to Sri Rangam. So with these blessings from the deities, with the blessings from Guru and my mother and all of you, I wish to make a small offering here today. And the topic is resilience of Dhruva. It's a wonderful topic, and there are several takeaways from this topic as well. And mainly this description of Dhruva and his pastimes are appearing in the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, few points I've been able to extract in this talk, and I'll try to cover them as much as possible. So, what we are looking at is a journey of. Is the slide moving? Oh, okay. The journey from innocence to eternity. Okay. Dhruva was, we all know, a small child of 5 years old. So there was a lot of child innocence, and how uh, what all he underwent at that age, at tender age of 5, and what kind of hardships and troubles and insults he went through. And from there, how Lord Vishnu was so merciful and gave him the destination of eternity, which we all aspire in our journey of this life. So, as you can see here, uh, basically the innocence of the child, where you can see there on the seat of the king, King Uttanapad, who is the father of Dhruv Maharaj, and Dhruv Maharaj's mother is Suniti. So Uttanapad also had a second wife, a younger wife, a more beautiful wife by the name Suruchi. And Suruchi had a son from King Uttanapad by the name Uttama. So Dhruv is about 5 years old and Uttama is slightly younger than him. So he's like a younger brother for him. And so primarily, as we know, that Dhruv Maharaj, in the child innocence, he saw Uttama sitting on the lap of his father, Uttanapad. So normally, when a child sits on the lap, especially one brother, another brother also rushes to the same place. Like he wants to sit on another thigh of the father. So he rushed to sit on the another thigh of his father Uttanapad. So just when he was about to climb and sit, immediately uh, Suruchi, the second wife of Uttanapad, she stopped him. She not only stopped him, but she also hurled a lot of abuses. So insulted him. So we will see the journey how from an innocent child, what all he underwent, and then what sort of burning desire he developed, because of whom he developed the burning desire, and how that burning desire got transformed into eternity. Eternity is a pole star that we see sometimes. We say Dhruvalok, that's a pole star. So that has been actually awarded to him as a permanent residence. So, as an innocence child, primarily he was a victim, of really sharp words that came from mother Suruchi, stepmother Suruchi. So at the age of 5, imagine the heart is so tender, and at that age, when he was trying to climb and sit on his father's lap, Suruchi stopped him, and the first sharp, piercing words was thrown upon him. And what did she say? She said, "Dhruva, you have got no right to sit on your father's lap." In a very strong words, she said that. So this statement was like a a razor-edged sword. Dhruv is so innocent. He doesn't even distinguish between these two mothers. One is stepmother, one is actual mother, Suruchi and Suniti. He doesn't even know. He's so innocent. And here you have Suruchi telling him that you have got no right to sit on your father's lap. So he was wondering, and he innocently asked his actual mother, Suniti, uh, Mother, why I am being stopped from sitting on my father's lap when my brother, Uttama, is nicely sitting and enjoying? Why I cannot have the same privilege of doing that? Why I am being forbidden from sitting on my father's lap? And Uttama, his younger brother, is merrily enjoying there. So it's quite natural that when the sibling is seeing that his younger brother is enjoying, and at the same time he is being stopped from sitting, so his complete spirit was completely dampened, and also it left him little confused. What is going on? So just when he was pondering about this, came the second missile in the form of another sharp, piercing word from Surchi. She said, "You cannot sit on your father's lap since." Now she's giving a reason. First thing is, you cannot sit on the father's lap. And he's wondering why he cannot sit. Now comes the strong, another missile statement, which says that you cannot sit on your father's lap because you are born out of another woman's womb, not from my womb. Even then, Dhruv is so innocent, he cannot even understand what this means. And he's again confused, and he thought this is just, statement, and my mother, Suniti, will fix this issue. And he goes to her and he tells, why, Mama, I cannot sit. And then comes the third strong statement from Suruchi. She says that your father, that is Uttanapad, your father, is fond of me and not your mother, Suniti. So now little bit Dhruva is able to understand. So under the same roof, two different, ladies with two different characters, can say completely stark contrast, are staying there. So he couldn't identify the difference between Mother Suniti and Suruchi, but he could know that his mother, actual mother Suniti, is an abode of all divine qualities, all divine characteristics, like virtuousness, uh, tolerance, then sympathy, empathy, then kind-heartedness, and so on. So she is full of all that. And in stark contrast, you have Suruchi, who was completely, envious, very oppressive, haughty, and in the she virtually made her husband like a henpecked person. So whatever she was saying, Uttanapad, a great king, mind you, a great king, but as a husband, he was just like a timid person, very much like a henpecked person. So she had a strong desire that throne, that is Uttanapad's throne, should be reserved only for her son, Uttama, and not for Dhruva. Under any circumstances, she was very clear that this will not go to Dhruv. And so, in one sense, you can say that Uttanapad failed as a husband, because even though, he had a good name as a big king, emperor, and all that, but as a husband and as a father, he has failed to fulfill his responsibilities, or you can say duties, properly, because he was completely biased towards one wife, that is Suruchi. And because of that, automatically he was liking her son, Uttama. And because he was neglecting the elder wife, Suniti, he was also neglecting Dhruv. So this is a very pathetic situation. Now Dhruv's confusion was just growing and growing, and what's going on, because he's so innocent. And then comes the last and the final missile, strong piercing word from again from Suruchi. Now she says that If you still want to sit on your father's lap, then Dhruva, you must now give up your life and you must pray to Vishnu to be born again, but from my womb this time. And if by good fortune, if you are blessed by Vishnu, and if you are born with under my in my womb, then you are eligible to sit on that throne of your father, King Uttanapad. So this was basically completely arrogance, pride, you can say envy, hypocrisy, whatnot, superiority complex, you know. So all that had completely enveloped this personality called Suruchi, and it was arresting her good behavior. This, when these things are completely enveloping a person, good behavior cannot manifest. However, when she suggested to Dhruv that you go and worship Vishnu, did she really mean that way? Because normally, who will say that to go and worship Vishnu? Only a Vishnu devotee will say that, isn't it? But she was not a Vishnu devotee. And yet she said, go and worship Vishnu, and maybe he'll fulfill your desire to sit on your father's lap. So the Acharyas comments that the reason she said that go and worship Vishnu is because her husband, King Uttanapad, was a good devotee of Vishnu. So indirectly, she wanted to just impress him by this way also. So she knew very well how to win over her husband in all ways, like bodily features and beauty, etc. She has already won over him. Now she is trying to further cement that position as being the number one, wife or queen inside by even talking this kind of thing, which she may not have meant it also by her heart. So Uttanapad is completely, failed in his duty, and he lowered his bar, I can say, to such an extent that he could not even stop Suruchi from talking like that. At least you could have stopped her that, you're harming this young boy, you're hurting him so much, don't do that. But no, he just kept quiet. So imagine this is going on in a big palace, and this little boy is hearing all this, and there's no one to come and rescue him, no one to support him. So he felt all of a sudden very, very lonely. And in that circumstance of being very lonely, you know, his fragile heart almost like got axed into several pieces. So it got sliced into several pieces. Just like if a snake is stuck with a stick, you know, it will suddenly behave in a particular way. So like that, our little Dhruva was behaving. It was very, very sad. Now, he is only 5 years old, but he is also a Kshatriya. He is a son of King Uttanapad, so he's got Kshatriya blood. And in Kshatriya, unlike Brahmanas, the Kshatriyas cannot tolerate insults. So this was an insult after insult being hurled at him. And for Kshatriyas, insults are worse than even death. So now insults are being hurled, and he cannot tolerate this insult. So because of that, he was getting more and more depressed. And in the depressed state of mind, he started weeping inconsolably, and he ran towards his mother, Suniti, and she herself was actually shocked by this behavior of this entire sabha that is going on, because till that time only she was the target of object of insults. Now for the first time, even her son, little son Dhruva, has been targeted. So therefore she felt very, very sad about it. So now Dhruva is asking her, mother, please tell me what I should do. Give me some guidance, give me some advice. So there are some lessons we can learn from this. Before we go to what guidance and what advice Mother Suniti gave, let's see at what lessons we can learn from here. So few lessons from Dhruva's innocence. So first thing is, the words that we utter, once the words that we utter can never be actually taken back. It is said that way. So we cannot be very insensitive in our speech. Because words have got the potential to make or break the relationship. So if we are too insensitive, then it's like adding S to the words and to make it like swords. Words can become swords, you know. So speech should be always very, very pleasing to the ear and also to the heart. Then it is considered to be, it should delight the opposite person to whom we are speaking. When we speak sweet, we can delight those whom we meet. That's actually the technique. You speak sweet and you can delight the person whom we meet. On the other hand, an envious person cannot tolerate others' superiority. Hmm? So you can see that if cordial relationships are to be maintained, then the curtailing the urge to speak harshly has to be maintained. You have to curtail that urge to speak harshly. Sometimes it may just come out spontaneously, but if we should think that if I speak like this, will it harm the relationship with this person? So if you value the relationship, then curtailing the urge to speak harshly is compulsory. It's non-negotiable. So in this way, you can see that if a person is envious, see, first of all, enviousness is contagious. Normally, we see that, when we associate with more envious people, then we also develop that nature, enviousness. But at the same time, this is the most undesirable quality that disrupts the relationship. So here, surely, Suruchi was envious because she felt that if she doesn't stop the bud from blooming, that is Dhruva from, going further to to his father, then it will happen such a way that Dhruva will take away the throne, and then her son Uttama will not get a chance. So she was envious. So therefore, of course, she was backed by Uttanapad's behavior also towards her. So all that made her very, very, very. So Uttanapad therefore favored. So we can say that, when a person is very much, it's got uncontrolled envious thoughts, then it takes the form of a sharp words. So first thing is you allow envy to enter inside, and if this envy goes beyond a point, then automatically harsh or sharp words start coming out of the mouth without our knowledge. And then later on, this harsh words, whatever you have said, they mature into destructive actions, as we are seeing now. This is a live example. And many of us in our personal life also may have experienced. So this is a good lesson we can actually relate to ourselves also. And Uttanapad being unduly attached to his second wife and thereby Uttama, he became like a powerless person. So it is said that undue attachments and unfair obligations can make a person, however strong he is, maybe a king also, it can make him very, very weak. So this is exactly what happened here. So when the leader is silent on injustice, then he is considered to be irresponsible leader. So here, even for a moment, let us forget that Uttanapad was his father and it's a personal relationship. But at least a king should see everybody on the same platform, equal platform. So here he was showing completely discrimination between the two wives and thereby the children. So therefore, we can also say that he was an irresponsible king. And from this, what we learn is that our dealings with the young ones, especially young children, this can really shape the mindset. Now, these 3 or 4 missiles that Suruchi threw upon Dhruva as insults by sharp words, it completely, in a matter of few seconds, few minutes, his heart has been shattered, and now he is completely inconsolable and depressed. It's very difficult for him to come back to normal. and now he's already contemplating what I should do next. So we have to be careful, especially as with youngsters at home, young children, what words, choice of words we use. You know, there has to be a blend of love. You have to love the person and give it with the proper speech. Loving is basically coming from your mind, and this has to be translated in action through words. So these both have to be in complete harmony. And so elders need to pay attention. These are some of the lessons, initial lessons we get from Dhruva's innocence. Now we move forward. So when he went to his mother, Suniti, what I should do, mother, now? What is your instruction and guidance for me? So she gave him three golden instructions. What is the first one? First one she said was tolerate, tolerating the trivial inconveniences that others cause and can make us tranquil, and it will also transform them. That means when you tolerate the inconveniences, it will not only bring tranquility in our mind, but it can also transform the other person, and it will leave a trail. Like you will be like a role model if you can do that for others to follow. So this is very, very easy said than done, you know but definitely one has to practice this, because these are all the learnings from shastras. So when we get this kind of top down knowledge, and if we are able to imbibe it, then nothing like that. So Dhruv's emotions were really soaring, because now he is uncontrollable, and combined to that, the Kshatriya blood is boiling like a in a fire. So he developed some sort of a hatredness towards his stepmother, because he could not bear the insult. And thus, like any other normal person, he developed a thought, or was determined to teach her a lesson, as they show in the Bollywood movies, Badla, Badla, Badla. So like that, he developed that kind of a mood, that now I want to avenge this kind of her words. I will not leave her. And in the process, he also developed some bitter feelings towards his younger brother Uttama, that is step brother, because Uttama was got the privilege. It's now bound to happen. One son is sitting, other son is being stopped. So you tend to develop that bitterness toward that son also. So this happened for him, and now Suniti is looking at Dhruva's plight, and she knows what is going on in his mind. So she immediately lifted him, uh, kept him on her lap, and even as tears were rolling down her cheeks, she had to develop that mental toughness, because if she breaks down, then this child will be completely, already is in a bad state. Then there is nobody to even support his state of mind. So she controlled herself, and even though she was consumed by the complete grief that was going on. Now imagine, how can a mother tolerate a child's pain? Very, very difficult. That also beloved child, very difficult. But if a person is a devotee, in this case she was a devotee of Lord Vishnu, then automatically the person gets equipped with maturity at tough times also. So she developed that maturity to handle this very tough situation, and thus she sympathized and empathized with Dhruva and his emotions. And then she gave the next instruction. And the next instruction is, she says, please understand, Dhruva, that anyone who inflicts pain upon others suffers oneself from that pain. Now, this is exactly the teaching of Bhagavad Gita, the laws of karma. Now, as you sow, so shall you reap. But by giving this instruction to Dhruva, did Sunidhi mean that Suruchi is giving you pain, so therefore she will suffer? from the same pain that she's giving you? Will she get inflicted by the same pain that she's giving you? So the acharyas, they comment that no, she didn't mean that at all. What she's trying to convey here to young Dhruv is that she's saying that we must have inflicted some pain to someone in the past. And therefore, that pain is coming back to us through Suruchi. So, Suruchi is only a medium. She is not the cause. So, immediately see what happens in our case when somebody inflicts a pain upon us for no cause of or no rhyme or reasons. Immediately, we start thinking this person. We never think in this direction that it could be our past karma that we are suffering. We rather pray that we may even pray that this person should suffer the same fate through somebody else because he's suffering, he's torturing me so much, isn't it? So here, even though the instructions given by Mother Suniti sounds like that, but she's actually reminding Dhruv that this pain is coming because we have caused this pain in the past to somebody. That's why it is coming back to us. So that is how she is giving the second instructions. Now Dhruv is not at all interested in these two instructions. No, he's thinking that this is total because he has gone into a different tangential level now. Completely because he's not able to connect to these two instructions. He is inconsolable. So therefore, now let's see what third instruction she is giving. So she says, follow the instructions of your stepmother. Whatever desire you may have, you should worship Lord Vishnu only and give up your envious attitude. Only he can fulfill all your desires. So this is a bit astonishing. How can, on one hand, there is a stepmother who is giving him the instruction that go to Lord Vishnu and pray to him. Then you may get a chance to be born again in my womb, and then you can take your father's lap or his throne later on. And here she is supporting that. Own mother is saying, yes, what she is saying, you should follow that instruction and give up your envious attitude. So there is a verse in Bhagavatam. It says in second canto, Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udaridhi tivrena bhakti yogena yajata purusham param. So this verse says, a person who has broader intelligence, whether he be full of all material desires, sarva kama, or without any material desire, akama, or desiring liberation, moksha kama. So they must worship by all means supreme whole or the personality of Godhead. Tivrena bhakti yogena. So whatever desire you may have, initially when we are all contaminated in the consciousness, we'll have only material desires. So here Bhagavatam says, even if you have material desires, don't go to Devatas. Go to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He'll purify your senses and then automatically he'll purify the desires also. And then you'll start, hating the material desires and you'll like only spiritual desires. Moksha kama. So akama, sarva kama, moksha kama, udaridhi. So this is very important lesson that we can draw from this instruction of Suniti, third instruction. So it sounds like Suruchi was harsh, but then she says that he has given you the right instruction. She has given you the right instruction. So therefore you follow her instruction. Now, this particular point is Dhruva is able to connect little bit because he just came to know, he just understood one line. I have a desire, and to fulfill that, if I go to Vishnu, he'll fulfill my desire. He was everything else, he was getting deaf. Nothing else he wanted to know. He didn't want to hear any philosophy. He just want to know how I can fulfill my desire. Now I want something better than what my father has. So that is my desire. So now two people have told go to Lord Vishnu. One said inadvertently, not intending, and one said in actual meaning because she was a devotee. So now, what lessons can we get from Suniti's matured instructions? So I have taken down about 5 lessons from this. So first thing is appropriate emotional support given at the right time, facilitates deep, long-lasting relationships. So you can see that Suniti gave the right kind of emotional support by keeping the boy on the lap, by giving the nice pat, and then showing that she was with him because he was feeling very, very lonely. So a mother should always understand, or for that matter, even father, what the child is undergoing, what sort of emotional feelings the child is undergoing, and at that time, there's nothing like the nice balm that comes from the actions of the parents. Negativity, when dwelled upon, only increases. Trying to divert the. So now you see, Dhruv was having some negative feelings about his stepmother and also his stepbrother, and also his father. So is dwelling upon it and is increasing more and more, like a snake's poison increases with time when you when you offer more milk. So the best option is to try to divert the mind towards something positive, and that makes the situation less painful and more hopeful. So this is one way one can try to eliminate negativity, and it has been very beautifully done by Mother Suniti. Then third lesson which I could gather was, when we face challenges in life, we often blame, criticize, and accuse others who have caused pain to us through words or action. This is very, very routinely we are observing. Even after coming to bhakti, we always feel that I am right and others are wrong. Always. So, in this connection, Srila Prabhupada gives a very nice example. He says that when the thief comes and burgles your home, at that time, it's all right. You can blame the thief. He has come and burgled. But have you ever wondered, there are millions of homes, why he selected your home to burgle? There must be some reason. There has to be a past reason. That is law of karma. Now, this is not to support the thief and say that, oh, my past karma, so let the thief escape. No, no. The thief will get his punishment. Law will take its own course. He has to be caught. He has to be punished by the government. That's all okay. But the person whose house is burgled, he has to do introspection also. That my past karma has come in the way here. That's why I have been selected. Selectively, my house has got burgled. So that is again, that's a challenge we are facing. So we cannot, pinpoint and blame the thief. If we are also responsible. So life situations are often not in our control, but our response is. Now, what happened to Dhruva was not in his control. The abuses which was hurled at him, insults, it was not in his control. But the response to that is definitely in our control. That needs maturity. So Dhruva was getting in the form of becoming, avenging that revengeful action. He was trying to do that, but his mother, thankfully, Sunidhi stopped him, and then she gave him some golden instructions. One will find hope in the most hopeless situation simply by taking shelter of God. So here there is a hope giving by mother to the child, where she says, "You want this desire? Okay, go and pray to Vishnu. If you find him, you can pray to him. He will." So that she's giving a hope. It's not that it cannot be possible. She's giving a hope. So that is how lessons we can extract from Sunidhi's mature instructions. Okay, going forward. Now we see how the Kshatriya blood gets really tested. Okay. So our Dhruv Maharaj, little Dhruv, had a burning desire, and this desire is coming from Kshatriya blood. Because Kshatriyas, as we know, are always, they want to, that spirit is to fight, and they cannot absorb insults. So our Dhruv could not really digest the first two instructions, but the third instruction he was able to connect a little bit because that was meeting his desire. So now he is determined. So the determination is basically highly tested. So what the Lord has understood his determination, the Tivra bhakti that he was developing towards that intention. Somehow I want to find Vishnu. Somehow I want to find Vishnu. What for? Because I want something better than my father. But that desire, burning desire, was there. So Vishnu understood that, and immediately he deputed uh, the pure devotee Narad Muni, who is a traveling sannyasi, spaceman, space sannyasi. So he traveled, and immediately in no time he appeared before Dhruv, and he exactly understood his mind, because the Lord can understand. Lord is situated in everybody's heart as Paramatma. So the pure devotee also knows everything. So Narada Muni is a pure devotee. He understood the heart of Dhruv. So he basically came instantly to comfort the inconsolable heart of Dhruv. And he could make out that Dhruv's determination was outweighing his bhakti. There was some indication of bhakti, because the moment you say Vishnu's name, I want to find Vishnu, there is bhakti. But the determination was for material things. He wanted to have some higher things, material things. So that determination was outweighing his bhakti. And the Lord understood that. And Lord basically, since he set out to the forest, because his mother said, he asked mother, where can I find Vishnu? His mother said, you can find him in the forest. So he goes to the forest in search. Now forest is full of wild animals and all, deadly things. So more than anybody else, more than even his own father Uttanapad, Lord Vishnu was worried for his child, Dhruva. See how merciful Lord Vishnu is. Immediately he sensed that this child has to be protected, because he's calling out, he's going out to call my name. So he decides to send Narada Muni. So Narada will not give bhakti straight away. Narada will do a lot of testing. So what Narada will do is that he will basically test the devotee, what ambition he is having, why is he coming into, why he is taking Vishnu's name. So Narada basically wanted to test him. So Narada, what he did was, he initially understood him and he said, you're a little boy. Why do you want to do these things for searching Vishnu? There are top yogis who have been meditating upon Vishnu for more than 1,000,000 years, and they have not succeeded. And you're only a small boy. You think you'll be able to get Vishnu? Like that, he was. The idea is not to discourage. The idea is to check his, intentions and determination. And also, he told him, this is a forest. Wild animals will swallow you in no time. Hmm? But looking at his determination, Narada gave a similar advice, like his mother Suniti. He said, okay. He said, what he said? He said, you are suffering because of your own karma. So Narada said it point blank. We all suffer or we all enjoy because of our past karma. Good deeds, you enjoy. Bad deeds, you suffer. It's very easy. And I mean, no two thoughts about it. It's completely evens out. So Narada actually gave him three instructions also, and he told him how to deal with people, because Narada understood that he came out from that palace in a very uh, envious and also angry mood. So Narada said there are three types of people you come across, and these are across the everybody. Even for us, there are three types of people whom we'll meet. One is people who are seniors. Seniors means who are more qualified than us. Second is people who are juniors. Juniors means who are less qualified than us. Qualified means in all sense, knowledge, bhakti, spiritual, everything. And third is the people who are our equal to us in all respects. So he gives a golden instructions of how you should be treating these three kind of people. Because it's part of development work for Narad Muni as a concern to the little boy, because he felt that he should not have left. It was even leaving the home, leaving your parents is an insult that you have done to your parents also. So he says that when you meet seniors, you have to be happy instead of being envious. Just because the fact, close everything, just because they're seniors, you be happy and you be grateful. And if you meet juniors, you be kind instead of being oppressive. If anybody is junior to us, we should never think that we are superior and we can therefore be oppressive. No. You have to be kind, you have to be compassionate. And with people who are equals, he said, you have to become like a friend and not, compete with them. So these are the three golden instructions he gave. Again, these instructions were going as tangent to Dhruv Maharaj. he was thinking, what is this instructions coming? From my mother, I got three instructions. Now I'm getting three instructions from Narad Muni, and I'm a Kshatriya. I have to somehow go and achieve my goal. So he was not at all happy. And Narad Muni understood that he wants to realize his ambition. And so now what does Narad Muni do? Should Narad Muni, because see, his goal is to meet Vishnu. There is no doubt about that. But Narad Muni even tested him whether to meet this, you can pray to Devtas, go home. Why do you want to be here? Just go home, pray to Devtas, and they will fulfill your wish, your desire. So he said, no, I want to pray to Vishnu only. So just because he said, I want to pray to Vishnu, now Narad Muni is under a fix. On one sense, if I award that blessing to him, it is like I'm awarding him a material benefit, okay, it's like fulfilling, because the desire is to fulfill material things. So should I give him the benediction or not? That is the way. So what Narad Muni did was, first of all, he accepted him as his disciple. He said, let me set this straight. Let me make him as my disciple. And then I will try to test him in different ways. So Narad Muni told him, now, okay, you want to see Vishnu? Okay, you can see Vishnu. You do one thing, you go to Madhuvan. There's a forest by the name. So out of the 12 forests in Vrindavan, as you know, there are 12 forests. One of the prominent forests is Madhuvan. So this is the forest in which Narad Muni sent Dhruv. And he said, beside Yamuna, there is a tree. You should meditate under the tree. But before, of course, you do that, you should ensure that 3 times in a day, you should bathe in Yamuna so that your mind becomes calm. And then you sit under the tree and then you start meditating under the tree. So then Narad Muni, what he did, so first instruction was that. Then he said that now I'll describe to you the form of Vishnu. If you really want to see Vishnu, first of all, you should know, because you are just telling Vishnu, Vishnu, but you don't even know who Vishnu is. You're not even glorifying Vishnu. So now I will teach you, because now that I'm like a spiritual master, I will teach you the glories of Vishnu, the beauty of Vishnu. So he explained, he said, Dhruv, you have to make your focus, that is meditation, upon the form of Vishnu as Paramatma in your heart. He's already there, but you are not realizing it. So now you should know that Vishnu is very, very beautiful. He's not like any ordinary person. He has got nice smiling face. He's always Navayon. He's youthful. And his eyes are like lotus, Kamalochana. And his eyebrows are also like beautiful, like lotus. And he's got a very broad forehead. And his lips are pink in color. So beautiful description. He's giving one after another. And he has got Srivat's mark on his chest. Then he's wearing nice anklets, nice waist necklace also. Kaustubani is there in the center. Nice bracelets. So different description he gives, and nice pitambari, this thing. So all that description is giving him, and now that imprint of that description is slowly being absorbed by Dhruv Maharaj. The garlands, he says the garlands, you should even meditate upon the aroma of the garlands, because the garlands are ever fresh. And Vishnu wears fresh garlands. And if you meditate upon that, you can even see the aroma, can feel the aroma, can get the fragrance. And the necklace will be dazzling, nice golden waist belts, hanging. So all the complete description he says gives. So now Dhruv is slightly, getting into that mood of seeing the Paramatma in that form. Then he says, now I'll give you the mantra. You have to chant one mantra which I give you, and this mantra has to be uttered with full concentration in a pure state of mind. and you have to offer tulsi also after saying this mantra. What is that mantra? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this is what actually we utter at the beginning of all our Srimad Bhagavatam class. So this is a mantra has come from Narad Muni to Dhruv. And thus he trained him to dovetail his desire. Now see, the desire is there. He trained him to dovetail his determination. The desire means Tivrena Bhakti, determination was there. So the determination to be dovetailed in the form of devotion to Lord Vishnu. So just you see how he transformed it. So he didn't say that you shut your determination and like you make it like Shunyavadi. No, he said you have a determination to worship Vishnu, okay, but you now worship in this way. That's all. Additional thing. So Dhruv immediately took it as a goal because he wanted to see Vishnu face to face. And 6 months, 6 months he developed this strong, he did this exercise. So three things he did clearly. The strong desire was there, Tivrena Bhakti, Yogena, endeavor. The endeavor should be there. Sincere endeavor we say, that was there. And when these two, with a desire, even we pray, then the mercy of the Lord comes. So strong desire starts, then the endeavor, that is you put it into action. And then both this, without praying to the Lord, it will not work. Means on your own bull, it will not work. When Draupadi was trying on her own bull to hold the sari, when she was disrobed, she could not succeed. She was going on pulling, when our Dushasan was succeeding almost everything. Then when she gave up and she raised her hand, at that time, she got, Lord helped her with the surplus supply of sari, and Dushasan completely got tired and he lost the plot. So this is the whole thing. Mercy comes only when you pray, and the prayer comes when you have strong desire and endeavor. So these two things, three things that Dhruv practiced. So 6 months, how did he do that? First month, he was actually eating only fruits, fruits and some berries. He used to pick. That's all, and that also once in 3 days only. Not every hour he was eating. No, only once in 3 days. Then second month, what he did? He discarded even the fruits. He went to eat only dry grass. And now instead of once in 3 days, he made it once in 6 days. Just dry grass and leaves, whatever was falling from the tree, only that. And all this while he was also developing his. See, when you start uh, meditating deeply, then your pranayam and all this also automatically develops to perfection. The life air, it really circulates to different chakras very perfectly. Then third month, he gave up even the dried glass and leaves. It was only on water. Only drank water. That also once in 9 days. So first 3 days, then 6 days, and now 9 days. Once in 9 days, only drinking water. So he developed a complete mood of trance, and while he was worshipping. And now in the fourth month, he gave up even water, purely depending upon pranayam and life air. So air was his only food. And that also, after inhaling, he would breathe once only in 12 days. So 3 days, 6 days, 9 days, the fourth month, once in 12 days, breathing air. That's it. No fruits, no water, no dried leaves, nothing. And then in the fifth month, he entered into complete trance. And he just stood on one leg. Just stood on one leg, and he was doing a complete, like a motionless, just like a beam of column. Because he had already established that Shakti in that by fifth month. And he attained complete control of all his senses. And then finally, in the sixth month, he developed, he could see the Lord in his heart. So now Lord is there in our heart, but we are not able to see. At least I am not able to see. Thank you. But by practicing what Dhruva Maharaj did, I'm sure we cannot do that. He was blessed soul. He could do that. So in the 6th month, he could actually see whatever Narad Muni described about the personality of Lord as Paramatma, he could actually see in the same way he could visualize him. And he was also remembering Narad Muni as a guru, because spiritual master is guru. It's very important to keep guru in the center. So he did perfect worship of Guru and Gauranga, that means Krishna. And thus, in the process, all his ulterior, contaminated material desires got completely purified. Now, as he was increasing in his bhakti, Lord is now entering, Lord is already there, and he's seeing that, Dhruv's weight is increasing. Like, see, Lord is holding the universe. And if that Lord comes in the purest form in our heart, you can imagine, virtually like you're also holding the universe, like Lord. So Dhruv attained that status. And then the most unthinkable happened. What happened? Dhruv stood on one leg, as I told you, and with his toe pointing downwards, left toe pointing downwards, he just pressed, and it very easily, the entire, it became a big damage to the earth's surface, because the weight of Dhruv was including the Lord's weight also. That is a kind of bhakti he did. And once that happened, the earth started, like rocking like a boat. Not only earth, even the upper planets started, quivering. At that stage, the Devatas got really worried, because Dhruv Maharaj, what he did was, when he was now his complete trance, he closed all the holes of his body, in tapasya, completely closed. Now, when he did that, all the living beings, they were deprived of air. So the air is completely, life air is inside now. Air is not going out, and people are getting, other living entities were getting choked. So at that time, the Devatas had no option but to run and beg, to pray to Vishnu that please come, that this boy is praying and do something, otherwise we'll all, become non-existent very soon. So the Lord heard their prayers also, and the Lord, of course, was impressed by Dhruv's prayers. And uh, suddenly, what happened was, whatever form Dhruv was seeing in his heart, that vanished. That vanished from his vision. And Dhruv was actually perturbed. Arey, I'm being able to see a nice form as Paramatma inside, and suddenly it disappeared. Now he didn't know what to do. So slowly he opened his eyes. And when he opened his eyes, what happened? The most unthinkable. The Lord, dazzling form of Lord Vishnu, who was within his hearts, now appeared in front of him. So because the Lord could not bear Dhruv's, Tivra Bhakti. So immediately it ordered Garuda, come, let's go and give darshan to this boy. And in no time he came to Madhuvan forest, and he offered his darshan to the Lord. So this is and when Dhruv saw this form of the Lord, he just fell like a rod, what we say as Dandavat Pranam. He just fell like that. And the Lord could fully understand what is going on in Dhruv's mind, because Dhruv is completely stunned. He never expected all this is going to unfold for him. And he was just, absorbed in this beautiful vision of the Lord, as if he were drinking the beauty through his eyes. It was completely like horripilation was going on, and unparalleled spiritual bliss he was experiencing, and all the things, and finally goosebumps due to extreme ecstasy. All the symptoms came. The Lord fully understood, and what he did, from his out of 4 hands carrying Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, the hand that was carrying Shankha. Shankha is Panchajanya. This Panchajanya Shank is considered to be an incarnation also of Vedas. So he does touched upon Dhruv's head, and immediately Dhruv got enlightenment. All the Vedic knowledge, everything was imported into his heart, complete. And he became completely awakened, enlightened, and he was a different Dhruv altogether. So, in short, the Lord awakened his all his senses. Awakened meaning Dhruv was already having proper senses, but now he gave it a spiritual form, complete spiritual form. So he said, he says that the Lord has awakened my senses. What he means by that is not that he was sleeping before. It means that his legs, hands, his mouth, tongue, mind, everything are completely meant for the service of the Lord. So in this way we can understand, because Dhruv realized that it is only foolish people who are worshipping the Lord for material gains. Why? Because material gains are not permanent; they are going to be temporary. So, what's the point in worshipping something that is temporary? Those people who are worshipping for temporary gains, they are absolutely foolish. That is the realization that Dhruv got. And he's telling the Lord that you are capable of giving uh, uh, or liberating a person from the cycle of birth, death, and old age, and all the material miseries. And yet, people are so foolish. They are coming to you and asking only for material gains. I was such a foolish person, he says. I was wanting to have a palace greater than my father's kingdom. I wanted a place topmost in this planet which nobody can even come. That is even beyond Brahmaloka. That was my thing. But everything is material. Now that I have seen you, oh Krishna, all this, whatever I desired, are like broken pieces of glasses, because I'm seeing the actual diamond in front of me. So in this way, Dhruva glorified the Lord in so many different ways, unlimited way he was glorifying him. And the Lord understood his bhakti, that because Dhruv is not interested in anything now. But still, the Lord, out of his own love for Dhruv, he satisfied him in both the ways. Because if you had given him only material gift, then that would be temporary, even though that would satisfy his initial desire. But now that he has said that I don't want anything, the Lord gave him an eternal gift. Eternal gift. That means a planet in the material universe called Dhruva or one planet for Dhruva. And this is the only planet in the material universe that is eternal. Even when there is pralay, the entire universe is destroyed, this planet will remain eternal. So he satisfied his desires completely. At the same time, both material, spiritual, you can see completely. That is the greatness of the Lord. So all that he is desiring is only our love, pure love. And what we desire in the material world is like in the jail. We are already in the jail, and this jail these boys, warden boys, are giving us some toys to play, and we are happy in playing. What a stupidity! We are not even thinking that outside the jail there is a real world existing where the real happiness exists. No, we are not even thinking in that line. So Dhruv was fortunate that he got the benediction. So complete transformation just by the divine touch, and the disappointment turned into an excitement. Imagine he came with all disappointment. First of all, he got the nice spiritual master, pure devotee association, this Narad Muni, and then Narad Muni showed him the way. A leader knows the way, shows the way, goes the way. So like that, Narad Muni showed him everything, and ultimately it turned into an excitement. So there are two wonderful prayers. There are, of course, several prayers of Dhruv Maharaj in the two chapters, 2 or 3 chapters in the fourth canto. I have just selectively picked two prayers. One is from 496. I don't know whether you can see it clearly on the mobile phone, but I'll recite it loudly. Dhruva योऽन्त प्रविश्य मम वाचम् इमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीव्यति अखिलशक्तिधरः स्वधाम्ना अन्यां च हस्तचरणश्रवणात्वगन्धीन् प्राणन्नभो प्राणो नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्. What does it mean? My dear Lord, you are all powerful. After entering within me, you have enlivened all my sleeping senses, my hands, legs, ears, touch, sensation, life force, and especially my power of speech. So let me offer my respectful obeisance unto you. So the important thing here is, see, Dhruva Maharaj also says my power of speech. That means when the speech gets purified from the contaminated state, automatically, we will not speak sharp words. Sharp words are not meant for pure souls because we belong to the pure world, spiritual world. Mame amsha jiva loka jiva bhuta sanatana. We are part and parcel of the Lord. So the Lord will never speak like that. So we should also never speak if you are in a pure state. And the second, 1 second. This is the second one. 4 9 11. भक्तिं मुहुप्रवहतां त्वयि मे प्रसङ्गो भूयादनन्तमहताम् अमलाशयानां येनाजसोल्भनं कुरुव्यसानां भवाद् भवाम्दिं नेशे भवद्गुणकथामृतपानमत्तः. O unlimited Lord, kindly bless me so that I may associate with great devotees who engage in your transcendental loving service constantly as waves of a river constantly flows. Such transcendental devotees are completely situated in an uncontaminated state of life. By the process of devotional service, I shall surely be able to cross the nascent ocean of material existence, which is filled with waves of blazing fire like dangers. It will be very easy for me, for I, becoming mad to hear about the transcendental qualities and pastimes which are eternally existence. Now you see, he's already seen the Lord. Automatically, the choices, the words are coming out, prayers are coming out. What he's giving the credit entirely to Narad Muni here, his guru. See, there's a hidden meaning here. He says very clearly, what does he say? Such transcendental devotees, that means Nara, he's mentioning about his spiritual master, are completely situated in an uncontaminated state of life. By the process of devotional service, I shall surely be able to cross. So that means he is going to follow the principle of serving Narad Muni, his spiritual master. That's what this means. He's accepted that. So, what lessons can we get from Dhruva's sincere meditation and success? So, it doesn't take millions of lifetimes to attain Lord's favor. It takes only some moments of sincere devotion and alignment to the instructions of a bona fide guru. So, just if you align yourself to the instructions of bona fide guru, what it means is in some moments one can attain the Lord's favor. To the level we are aligned with the instructions of bona fide guru, to that degree we will be able to attain the mercy of the Lord. See, very, very, we cannot hope to get the mercy of the Lord just by praying because we are insignificant. So, unless we approach a pure devotee, a bona fide guru, a spiritual master, and serve him, then only there's a possibility. And thus, taking inspiration from Dhruva's life, we should perform our spiritual practices under the guidance of seniors. So, this is what, dear devotees, dear friends, I wanted to convey in today's session. I'm sorry I ran slightly over time, but the whole idea was this katha is dedicated to my beloved mother, Srimati Raji Ranganathan. And how much ever I can speak about her is going to be insignificant and less because when a person is there and when we see good qualities around, and I did not have the vision at that time to appreciate her good qualities or even to recognize the good qualities, leave alone appreciation. But 30 years down the line, after she has left, I'm really seeing what she was made of. This verse, whatever it says in Bhagavatam, she had all those qualities. Titikshva karunikaha surda sarva dehinam ajata shatva shantaha sadhava sadhu bhushana. These are the ornaments of a pure devotee, of a sadhu. Sadhava sadhu bhushanam. It's an ornament. And what are these ornaments? These ornaments, symptoms of a sadhu are titikshava, tolerant, karunikaha, merciful, suharta sarva devinam, friendly with all living entities, not only to human beings, with all living entities. Which means that you should be merciful even to those creatures upon whom we have got control. Like mosquito comes and bites, and I just hit like that and I kill the mosquito because I'm powerful. But suhurdam, it doesn't say suhurdam manushanam, the suhurdam sarva dehinam. So even an ant we cannot kill because everybody is part and parcel of the Lord. And this was exactly my mother's quality. She never, ever desired to even kill an ant by even by mistake. Ajata Shatrava. Ajata Shatrava means he or she has got no enemies. I know for sure that she had no enemies. Whoever came to my house or whoever even met her even once, they were praising her glories. Sadhava, Sadhu Bhushanam, one who abides by the scriptures. She was reading this Narayaniam all the time, and she was very much, attracted to all this. She had all these sublime qualities. So I've summarized here. She was extremely pious lady. You know, I mean, there was her personality had no other face. There's no duplicious like pious and then at times getting impious. No, she had only one face, pious face, compassionate, very, very compassionate to everyone, very caring, fully, whoever came to my house, hospitality was par excellence. Not even one person will go without receiving anything from her at any time of the hour in the day, anytime. She was very, very tolerant, as you can see. Her, she had lot of challenges in her life, apart from bodily problems, health issues. You know, um, she had she had vision problem, limitations in her vision, and also in she could not communicate in English, so she never felt inferiority complex because of that. Purely by her relationship with devotion, whatever we learn today, whatever the power of speech, she had all that. She used to win people only by her actions. Very honest and sincere in all that she did, and very, very hardworking. I know for sure, very, very hardworking. She was always in the kitchen to help the four children that she raised all the time. She never allowed anyone to come to the kitchen to support her. She said, I can manage. Outstanding hospitality, which I have said, deeply spiritual. She had all these qualities. I mean, she had a fixed pattern of doing her activities, like daily morning after she finishes her routine by 10 o'clock, 10 to 11 morning she will read Narayaniam. Evening 5 to 6, she will be in Ahobilama temple in Chembur reading Narayaniam. And she made so many lovely friends. One of them was my mother-in-law also. I mean, at that time she was not my mother-in-law, but she became my mother-in-law afterwards, Sundari's mother. So all this, her pious activities, her spiritual endeavors made the whole family devotee. So I will stop here now. Whatever I had to talk in terms of uh, resilience of Dhruv Maharaj, I have stated. If everyone can come on the video, it will be nice. It's a very small group today because I did not, really broadcast it to a larger section. And my third sister, all the three sisters are elder to me. My third sister is there, Dr. Jayanti Chavan, who is Jaganmohini Devi Dasi. So she is instrumental in bringing Krishna consciousness in our home. So she is there, and there are some well wishers, of course. Sundari is also there. Our Sridhar Prabhu is there. Sridhar Prabhu is my Samdi, that is my second son's father-in-law, Arjun Saka's father-in-law, and he is based in Sri Rangam, with whom we stayed the last 4 or 5 days. So he's also there. It was so wonderful to have him there. And Shalini Lakshman, who is there, she is also our relative. She is my dad's uh, niece, nephew's wife, you can say that way. And then Sundari is there, and then there are some well-wishers. So I would invite Jagan Mohini Mataji, that is Jayanti Chavan, if she wants to say a few words about the mother, and then we can wrap it up.
Hare Krishna to all, and thank you Shyam Chandra Prabhu for your great session on Dhruva Maharaj. And it appears that you came from Srirangam and you are continuing with your Dham Yatra by narrating the pastimes of Dhruva Maharaj. You are continuing your blissful experiences. Very nice. In fact, when you were talking about Dhruva Maharaj, I must say, with relation with mother, that she became instrumental. In fact, I have two realizations, two, three things. Because you were talking about a strong desire, endeavor, and prayers. Of this, the strong desire and prayers, I must say, mother was instrumental in my life to get the strong desire to worship only Vishnu, only Lord Narayana, because that happened in early 80s. So, like, somehow probably our family members are all are not there. They have noticed that I gave up all rituals, and I thought only Vishnu is everything. And for this, I must thank my mother, because her Narayaniam she was doing, and maybe intermittently I had some issues, so I was talking to her. I want to come with you where you go, and also she said you join me for Narayaniam. So her association and going with her somehow made me very strongly take up only Vishnu worship. So in the process, I might have, come out of course, sometimes in Varna Sharma, we don't follow rituals, it affect, but somehow it was very strong. I made it up over the journey, though, so that and prayers, because in Narayana we have prayers and all those things. So these two, I owe to her so much on this, she being instrumental in bhakti. And so as a result, I'm noticing, as we are, those days, the depth in philosophy I didn't have, but over the journey now, we see that after 30 years, whatever, I strongly feel that she was sent in our family for a purpose, for children to, take up bhakti or something, because she left us in a short time. And normally, like, when I try to compare father's journey with her, father experienced so many things in life, and finally he came to a stage of going towards Krishna worship, or deeply, like. But in the case of mother, because you have already illustrated all her qualities, and I completely accept whatever. And so she was very much, in relationship, jovial and everything. But suddenly, Krishna made a quick change in her life, precisely around July 1994, and she left in June 95. So, like, it's a matter of, like, either you can say in a fraction one develops the closeness to Vishnu, or it doesn't matter. So it so happened for her that suddenly I found a change in July 10, and at that time, Guru entered in our family. I met my Guru first time, 1994, July 5th. And the same time, I found some changes in her. And by December, when I met second time the Guru, I found her that as if uh, Paramatma was revealing to her about the asset of the rounding, and that she should move closer to Krishna. She wanted to have that bhajans weekly or whatever. And she was concerned only about her children and her husband. And she developed detachment, as if some reality was shown to her, that what is truth. And she started, and at that time, she because by then I had started going to Hare Krishnas. Earlier, when 80s, I was with her in Naraniam. So when she came to know that we have Bhagavatam and that, she started telling me that, okay, we'll start discussion and so her Ruchi shifted in that. See, she was hardly 58. It was a very drastic change that she started accelerating her Ruchi towards Krishna worship, and none of us knew that she was going. See, unlike father, we knew he was going, but it didn't happen for mother. And so in the month of May, I got a chance to stay 15 days. She told me to stay, and we were every day reading Bhagavatam. So she infused in me so much energy to talk about Krishna. Like, of course, just talk to keep on discussing. And then she was, of course, very attached to our Shyam Chandra Prabhu, my brother, and no doubt about it. Like, so she was very concerned and all, like her husband, that is my father, and all take up Krishna consciousness. And it was her desire. I mean, I must say that it was so pure, her desire was. And I'm sure she has desired for other, my sisters also the same thing, but she first wanted. And in 1 month's time, it had happened. It winded up so fast that 15 days I stayed. And June, I mean, she, we do not know how much depth philosophy, nothing, but her desire was so good for even next life that she desired that she wants to make in next life regular garlands for the deity, stay near the temple. And she didn't want to have uh, any, like, be in the family or that, which she already this thing, and she completely changed. I must say that I just cannot express, because and then I started Prutu Maharaj with her, and she was so much indebted. I don't know how our relation changed. That the 10 days I completed Prutu Maharaj during the rituals time. I was sitting alone in the balcony, and I felt I was reading out to her. Like, she brought that thing. So, I mean, I still remember, like, her how she transformed me from one relation to another relation. First, like, she gave me so much chance to serve, so much chance that it is unbelievable, like, and she came to Radha Raspberry temple, and of course I've taken it till now to only 2 ISKCON temple. That's all she was there. And and importantly, she also developed a mood that anytime the Shraddh come, anything, she said, we'll have only Kirtan. I don't want to do any rituals, like, and whereas our father was very ritualistic, there is no doubt. So, but mother developed like this, that, just do. So we were making arrangement. I spoke to Veerakrishna Prabhu. I said, okay, for our grandfather's anniversary, like, but my father was insisting, no, next time we will say, not now. And she wanted to come to Pandharpur Yatra. So anyway, so I really, there are a lot to speak, but I must say she became instrumental, and her last 1 year was so different that at the same time Guru comes in our family. It came to me, and then he has blessed everybody in our family, everybody, like. So so there is something that Krishna has sent her. Otherwise, in short span, her sisters all are leaving, her mother lived long. So she came for a purpose, and I'm sure that wherever she's living, she is living as an advanced devotee, and she's blessing us. And and I'm sure that she'll be happy to see us grow in our bhakti and do nicely in our bhakti mark. And we seek her blessings today, that all of us grow nicely and please serve in this way. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Thank you so much for participating and also giving nice, views about her and then her personality. Very nice. So anybody else? Okay, fine. There's, I think, uh, so Shalini, would you like to come on the video? If possible, otherwise it's fine. Okay, otherwise we can end the session now. I wanted to thank all of you for taking time out to join us today. And I was not actually having any time to prepare, but because we came last night and today I spent some time in making few slides. So it is mainly as an offering for mother only. Thank you very much. I'm closing the call now. Hare Krishna.